My dear brethren, visitors to the holy city of Najaf and Karbala, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I was asked to share a few words of experience that I have in the Hawza with you, because you are students in your journey seeking the higher wisdom. When we go to the office of the Marja in the past and seek advice from them, one beautiful piece of advice I found very inspiring and touching is the one from Hazrat Ayatollah al-Uzma, Sayyid Sistani. May Allah give him a long life and may Allah protect our ulama. To the youths specifically, he recommends three things, or rather three books that they should refer to. So one is the Holy Quran, the second is the Nahjul Balagha, and the third is Sahifa Sajjadiyya. So I thought of just sharing with you some inspirational points about the Quran. But before that, just as a reminder, we are the guests of Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam here. So there are several khutbahs in Nahjul Balagha where Imam alayhi salam refers to the Quran. Well, incidentally, one of the recommendations made by Hazrat Ayatollah Sistani about Nahjul Balagha is, when you read the khutbah, imagine that you are sorry?
Sitting over there.
Yes. Where would you want to go and sit? Yeah, but you're already in the presence of Amirul Mu'mineen. Where would you go? Sorry? No, he didn't live there. That's where he's buried. Yes. Have you been there?
Yes.
Sorry? And did you take with you the Nahjul Balagha? I think you have to go back there. So imagine yourself, you are in the Masjid Kufa, Hazrat is delivering his sermon, and I'm just quoting a few words, and he says that, incidentally, you are supposed to go and visit Hazrat Ayatollah Sheikh Baqir, right? Baqir Irawani. May Allah bless his efforts and his teaching at the Hawza. I remember about 30, 40 years ago, before the fall of Saddam, he's originally from Najaf, but then because of circumstances he migrated and taught in the Hawza of Qom. So he had a particular style of reading these khutbahs of Amirul Mu'mineen, especially those khutbahs where Hazrat gives admonishments or reminders or awakening calls. So I will just try to read one phrase, but I'll try to adopt the tune of Hazrat Ayatollah Baqir. I hope I can do it well. You won't hear him today, but you'll hear him in a different way. Just watch him, his style. So Hazrat says in one of the khutbahs, ما جالس هذا القرآن أحد إلا قام عنه بزيادة أو نقصان. There's nobody who will make julus with this Quran, but that at the end of it, he will leave with something ziyada, something he has gained, or something that he has lost. زيادة في هدى أو نقصان من عمى. Something additional gain in guidance, or a diminishment in misguidance and blindness. And there are several other sermons of Hazrat where he expounds the different aspects of the Quran. But I think this is a very important practical guideline. How do I judge and assess myself that I have actually receive the message of God and listen to the message of God. Simple test I make to myself. What did I gain? And what did I lose? In the Quran, incidentally, there is an interesting verse. It says you'll find some people that come to the presence of the Prophet, they will listen to the revelation being promulgated and announced to them, and then they'll come out and say, excuse me, what did he say? As if they weren't paying attention, or they did pay attention but didn't accept it, or they said, yeah, it seems to be true but it doesn't apply to me. Somehow there was a blockage. So already what Hazrat Amir alayhi salam is advising here is something to do with the human psychology. When do we become receptive and sensitive and responsive to the message that God sends us? So in order to give you a quick guideline, I just discovered here in the bookshelf, there's an interesting book they have by this name, Tafsir Tadabbur al-Quran. I don't know if you've seen this before or not. This is a newly published book. This is, the one they have here is volume or juzu number 29. So these are all surahs of the 29 juzu. Surah Mubarakah Mulk, chapter 67 till the end of the juzu, which is Surah Mubarakah Mursalat, chapter 77. And then is juzu number 30, which is chapter 78, Surah Naba, till the end, Surah An-Nas, chapter 114. Incidentally, there is also a third volume out, which is volume, or rather juzu, number 28. And other juzu are in line. The reason I'd like to introduce this book is, I don't know, you are more familiar with Urdu translations or English, or you're flexible. So in English, I don't know much, but I found this to be quite useful. So I'll just very quickly introduce it, and then you can try to get a copy for yourself. So in Surah Mulk, chapter 67, what the presentation style in this is that they will give you the text, they'll give you the translation, and then they'll give you an outline of the surah. So you have a bird's outline and overview of the surah, generally what the surah is dealing with. And then it'll give you the merits of reciting this surah. But before it then jumps into individual verses of the surah, it gives you a quick link to the previous surah. So the previous surah is chapter 66, Surah Tahrim. So it's ending with some concept, and that concept is then linked to the first verses of this surah, which gives you a sense of continuity. I don't know, but when I began as an early student to read the Quran, sometimes I found there was some sort of disjointed, disconnectedness between the verses. So forget about the verses in a surah. They are trying to even connect between the surahs, which is a wonderful analysis. So then they divide the surah into chunks, into paragraphs, into connected paragraphs. And the good thing they do is that they take words and give you the etymology of that word, which is very important. Translations sometimes fail to faithfully convey the meaning. Simple example. The ayah begins like this. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Tabarak. Oh, wait. Anybody knows the surah? Yes. Oh, yes. Wonderful. Translation? Anyone?
I know it in Urdu.
Yeah, no problem.
बाबरकत है वो ज़ात जिसके हाथ में कुदरत मुल्क है
और
वो हर चीज़ पर कादिर है.
Good. So let's zoom down into the words that he has picked up. In English, this would be Ba barakat he wazat. Blessed is he, tabarak alladhi, biyadihi al-mulk, in whose hands is the control of everything. That's a literal translation. But if you look at the etymology of the word, you discover no, there is a different dimension to the meaning that we miss out because we don't know Arabic language. So, they say tabaraka is the mubalagha form, the hyperbolic form of the word babarakat. It is trying to convey a meaning of being babarakat continuously, abundantly, progressively. So this is very important. Rather than looking at God as some detached individual, entity, who created the universe, yes, blessed the universe, and then left it. Versus one who is babarakat continuously. So you know the famous atheist Richard Dawkins has got this book, The Blind Watchmaker. The Christian theologians in Britain used to refer to God as the watchmaker. Just like the watchmaker, the watch cannot, you can't walk in a desert and find a watch and say, no, this is here by chance. Any watch needs a watchmaker. He tried to show that there are some inconsistencies, and therefore even if there was a watchmaker, he would be a blind watchmaker. And that watchmaker is not God, and that watchmaker is the forces of evolution. So of course the question to Mr. Dawkins or Professor Dawkins would be, what drives the forces of evolution? Is it blind forces or no? So the ayah says the relationship between God and the creation is not that of a watchmaker to the watch. Made the watch and left the watch to work on its own automatically. No. The relationship between God and the creation is more like a manager who's managing affairs with grace and abundance and generosity and blessings. But that also is not a complete picture. The ayah continues by saying, وَهُوَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ, and he has power over everything. Later on down in the surah, somewhere in the middle of the surah, Allah says that وَأَسِرُّوا قَوْلَكُمْ أَوْ اجْهَرُوا بِهِ إِنَّهُ عَلِيمٌ بِذَاتِ الصُّدُورِ. Why? So what is the meaning of this?
He's the knower of everything, probably.
Yes. Yeah, all right. So he just paraphrased it. The actual meaning is that, speak loudly if you want, or speak in whispers and privately, and nobody else can hear you, but he can. No, don't even speak in whispers. Speak in your mind with your thoughts. He knows you. Why?
Probably he's deep inside.
No, I want the answer from the Quran.
Because he's like, what do you say?
Sorry?
He's to the nearest of my shahra, probably.
That is in another surah.
He lives inside the qalb of moment.
That is yet in a third surah. That's Surah Anfal. The first answer you gave is in another surah. The answer from this same surah. The next ayah.
Okay.
Do you get the secret of connection? God, the All-Wise, is speaking. If He speaks something, He's got the evidence for it. You know why He says, I know everything even before you think I know about it? Because I'm the Creator. I don't really create you, I create your mind. Not only your mind, but even the thoughts that come to your mind. So I'm with your thoughts before they come, with your thoughts and after your thoughts. You forget, but I know. How so? وَهُوَ عَلِيمٌ بِذَاتِ الصُّدُورِ. He knows what's hidden most in your hearts. You forget, but your memory can't retrieve it, but it's there somewhere in your memory. Do you know what is one of the greatest discoveries, scientific discoveries this year? Medical. For the first time in the human history, they've managed to map the brain of a fruit fly. Okay, sawa. So they know a few million. They took the brain of a fruit fly, froze it, and then ultra thin slices. They magnified it several times and examined it. So now they have a whole map of the brain of a fruit fly. So they want to understand from that how the human brain could be working. But our question is, God is the one who is there before the human cell, with the human cell, and after the cell. And He knows the neural interconnections, and therefore He knows the thoughts before they come and after they leave.
You mentioned He is the knower of the thoughts. Can we say it, and would it be correct that He is the creator of the thoughts as well?
He is the creator, not directly in that, let's say if you have an evil thought, He is not the creator of the evil thought. He is the creator of your creativity of the thought. So He's given you the freedom to choose to think. But then He allows you to choose what to think. And He knows what your thoughts are. But then, He's not an ordinary creator. He's a blessed creator, full of blessings. Question: what is the blessing in creating me? Maybe I didn't want to come. What is the blessing in creating me? Answer: لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا, so that you may be tested to see who amongst you is the one who does good deeds. But what about the good deeds? Is it the quantity of good deeds, or is it the quality of good deeds? Sorry? Quality of good deeds. أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. Which of you is going to be the better one? لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ, so that He may test you. I would like to quote one interest, because we are in the presence of Hazrat Amir alayhi salam, and therefore we should take benefit of his guidance. So I would like to quote a hadith from him. Again, it's there in the book. So the one thing I liked about the book is it lists down the points in paragraphs. And each paragraph has got a notation. So you'll find if it discusses verses 1 and 2, that paragraph will be 1, 2, point 1, point 2, point 3. It's systematic. You don't even need to read a whole page. You can open any page, read a small paragraph, and you get a important guidance for you. So I've noted here verse 1 and 2, point 9. So let me just quote that. It's a beautiful hadith by Imam Ali alayhi salam. Imam says, a tradition from Imam Ali alayhi salam states, the other good thing about this book is that it gives you the reference. If it gives you a hadith, where is the reference? So in the footnote, the original Arabic reference is also given. إِنَّ الْبَلَاءَ لِلظَّالِمِ أَدَبْ وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِ امْتِحَانٍ وَلِلْأَنْبِيَاءِ دَرَجَةٍ وَلِلْأَوْلِيَاءِ كَرَامَةٍ. لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ. Allah wants to test you. Allah will make you undergo afflictions, human beings that is. But human beings are of different types. There is a believer, there is a non-believer. Amongst the believer, there are the chosen ones, the messengers. Amongst the messengers, there are the top ones. Each one is undergoing a series of tests and afflictions. But the purpose and the blessing of God for them is different. And Imam alayhi salam gives the 4 different blessings. So for the disbeliever, or no, for the sinful believer, the blessing of the test is لِلظَّالِمِ أَدَبْ. So how would you translate that? What is Hazrat Amir trying to say? Allah is testing the zalim with an affliction for adab. Sorry?
Because he may learn.
Adab in Arabic would mean to discipline and to punish that person. So perhaps he may awaken the consequences of doing evil. وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِ imtihan. But for a mu'min, it's a process of spiritual cleansing and growth. وَلِلْأَنْبِيَاءِ daraja. Anbiya are already chosen, but the distance between them and Allah is a continuous ascending journey. So it's an opportunity to rise a rank. وَلِلْأَوْلِيَاء karama. And for those who are even the closer or the closest, it's a further degree of honor. I would like to end this discussion, and then I'll keep it open for questions. Is the ending part of this ayah says, لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا, and then وَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْغَفُورُ. God is the Almighty. His power is irresistible. Whether we like it or not, we will be tested. I don't want to be tested. I don't want to sit for the exam. Sorry, it's necessary. But I should realize that even though I don't like it, but there's blessing in it. It's just I need to discover what blessing there is in it. I may not pass. Allah is Ghafoor. He will help you. Sorry?
It's called blessing in disguise.
Sorry? Yes, yes, yes. Blessing in disguise, yes. God is forgiving. And Ghafoor, again, you may think Ghafoor is just forgiving, but the etymology of the Arabic word Ghafoor indicates one who is continuously forgiving for every sin, big or small. This doesn't come out in translation. It comes out in the tafsir. Let's pray to Allah for tawfiq. We get the opportunity to be able to recite this surah with understanding and to apply it in our lives. We've got a few minutes before you go, so I don't want to prevent you from reaching there in time, but if you have any questions.
Tell the name of the book again and the writer.
What I could do is leave it here. You could just click a photo. It's available on Amazon, both in a digital format and a printed. I don't know, in Pakistan, do you have Amazon deliveries? No. What we could do is, if we have the number of requests, then we could try to see if we can order and then arrange to send. Or Kindle format, I don't know. Yeah. We can try to see if we can get a Kindle, it'll be easier. Kindle format.
Maybe available in the digital
Sorry?
Maybe available in the digital format.
Yes. So it's available as a Kindle format also. So just, if you can find out how many are interested, then we can look into how to procure them.
Sure.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Like,
So if you don't have a question, I have a question. He mentioned something, I said pause, I'm coming back to you.
Yes.
Do you remember the hadith he mentioned?
yes.
He said if you recite this, then you will be protected from... In Pakistan, you have this tradition of reciting this surah for the reward that he mentioned. Protection from the azab of qabr. Yes?
One of the reasons.
So can I ask you a quick question? If the Prophet ﷺ or the Imam ﷺ say that this effect is there of reciting this surah, is this effect just an abrupt, by chance effect, or no, there is a deep connection between what the surah is trying to say and the impact it can have on my grave or somebody else's grave?
Can you just repeat your question? Of course,
So the reward for reciting this surah is that it will protect you from the punishment in the grave.
Okay,
Is it just incidental that you will be protected by reciting, or no, it is causal? There is a causation between the recitation and the protection.
Yeah, it's an obvious answer. There must be a cause.
Good.
Always.
Good. What is the connection?
There must be a connection.
So can you try to imagine what that connection is? We were running short of time. Okay. Okay. Very quickly, and we stop.
So I think it's kind of a mixture of the both sides.
Yes.
Depending on the level of understanding of the person.
Yes.
I suppose.
Yes.
For the person who's just reading for the sake of reward and sawab.
So if I tell you, let's say there are 10 points that you can pick up from the surah that can change your life and make you a person who will be saved from the punishment of the grave. What are the 2 points that you've picked up from our discussion so far? Yes.
Probably I've picked it because there's no refuge from the test. Like you couldn't help it because you have to be
So how will that protect you from the grave
because
punishment?
it helps me because I have to prepare for it. It will be there for me.
How do you prepare for the test?
My
Good.
By probably.
Okay, by trying to do the best. Sorry, I missed out that one of the ways to do the best is to know what is the best and to do it with full sincerity. And you can go down the list. So I just wanted to start the train of thoughts. Okay, God bless you. May Allah give you tawfiq. Inshallah, you begin your journey and you go higher and higher. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.